My friend Matt and I were once talking about last meals. So, something about America is we still have the death penalty, but the cute thing is the inmate gets to choose his last meal, whatever he wants. So Matt said he would choose chicken pad thai because it is chewy and delicious and so many flavors. And I said, cool, but for me, it would just be honey roasted cashews. And he said, just cashews? And I said, yeah, but like a big bowl. And he said, cashews. And I said, what? They're like salty and sweet and like more expensive than you think they're gonna be. And in the fantasy, I would just eat and eat and eat until I'm like, I feel gross, I'm so full, kill me now. Matt and my best conversations were often like that, absurdist banter about nothing. But maybe that's how it is with straight guys. Matt was my best straight male friend. How to describe Matt? Tall, blonde, a native New Yorker, an amateur stand-up comedian, bro-y, but never once weird in gay bars, and he liked musicals. Matt could talk about sex like a gay guy, with all the nitty-gritty details and the embarrassments and the complications. We went to straight bars too, of course, and I was a great wingman. He didn't really need me, he was a handsome guy, but a gay drinking buddy offered a bro-y guy like Matt a lot of cred with certain kinds of women. Matt and I met through work during the Obama years, and we immediately bonded over our shared and increasingly incorrect sense of humor, which was raunchy and sharp and take no prisoners. We loved to make fun of the excesses of the left. And the story I told myself was we were both liberals who hated the hypocrisies and the pieties of our own side more than we hated the evil and stupidities of the other. I thought this because Matt had voted for Obama and Hillary. Though on shared commutes to work, he did expound on his idea that most people were too dumb to be allowed to vote, although he did include himself in that category. Matt always had a set of political beliefs I was never quite sure if he meant. Matt could be an asshole, misogynistic. Matt once said, of course sexual preference is innate, who would choose to date a woman? But you felt the butt of the joke was himself. Matt was also there for me when my years-long relationship seemed to be collapsing. My then boyfriend, now husband, was working 3 states away for 5 years, and Matt would give me really good advice after work. I hope I was there for Matt when a 1-year relationship of his went south. A relationship he seemed ambivalent about at the time, but when she left him, he seemed gloomy and morose and fell into an extended funk. And I will admit it, I was kind of proud to have a tall, handsome, bro-y friend, precisely because he was so different from all my other friends. This is the story of Matt's and my last meal, our real last meal. So, it is September 2020, and COVID is everywhere, and we decide to meet for dinner outside. At this point, there are all these wooden like picnic things that have grown up in the streets of Manhattan. And I give him a hug, we haven't seen each other in a while, but right away I can sense that he is on edge, crankier than usual. He says, I don't know what it is, Dave. Straight guys call me Dave. He says, I don't know what it is, Dave, but I've always hated people, but now I really fucking hate people. I hate the comedians apologizing for 10-year-old jokes. I hate people who use the word harm when what they mean is discomfort. I hate all the posters that say, vote, make your unique voice heard. So I decided I'm gonna vote for Trump. Yeah, I will put that sticker on, the I voted sticker, and I will walk through New York, and all these people will give me a thumbs up, like, yeah, you voted. And I'll secretly be like, yeah, I just voted for Trump. And I say, this isn't funny, Matt. Voting for Trump isn't funny. He says, I want liberals to be angry and sad, and voting for Trump, I realize, is the best way, the perfect way to do it. I say, you can hate Democrats. I hate Democrats. Are you really voting for Trump? He says, you watch, it'll be a landslide. And his face lights up, and now I know he is not kidding. I say to him, Matt, look at it this way. A man is allowed to hate his ex-wife. He is not allowed to kill their child to get back at her. Voting for Trump is killing the child. He says, Trump makes me laugh. A lot seems to make Matt laugh tonight. How Biden is a fucking vegetable. How Me Too has become a joke. How white liberals are cringe. I ask him, are you watching Fox News? And he says, no. He says, I don't think Trump is as bad as everyone says. I say, then you're an idiot. And he says, I don't know, Dave. I like the guy. I am by this point paralyzed and confused, but then another friend from work comes and the conversation moves on as we drink, and I make sure we don't talk about Trump or politics again, because I am convinced that if he tells both of us he's going to vote for Trump, then it's going to be set in stone, and if I push him on it, then he will have to vote for Trump out of pride, and his Joker-style nihilism will be locked in. By then we're all drunk and the night is over, and I give him a big hug, and I walk home, but I find I am shaking. Over the next few days, I try and think of a million things I should have told him, not sure what might have worked. Should I have appealed to him as a gay man about my rights? Should I have told him, you remember, you yourself said you were too stupid to vote? I end up texting him and I say, it was so great to see you, Matt, and I love you, but I am really concerned and troubled by your voting for Trump. Do you want to talk about it? And he texts me back 2 words. Oh, Dave. And I don't know what that means, but I now have a sense that talking is not going to work, that if I meet him for a beer or for coffee, that it's going to seem too much like a romantic breakup, and it is going to violate the code of our bro-y friendship. So I don't text him back, and he doesn't text me, and our friend in common told me he voted for Trump 2 times, and we haven't spoken for 5 years. I imagine he thinks I've canceled him, a concept we used to joke about. But the truth is actually far more complicated. I don't not hang out with him because he is beyond the pale, but rather because I know in my eagle-eye view of the world, slightly mocking, slightly disdainful, I'm actually not that different from Matt. And we could both make fun of the left because we were both part of the left. But if he's going to vote for Trump, then for him it's not a joke. And then I don't know how to have conversations that are fun with him anymore. Look, I know that a lot of Americans have lost family and close people to them, to Trump and MAGA, people far closer to them than a work buddy and drinking buddy. But Matt is the person I lost. And so it is to Matt I keep talking in my head. I say, Matt, what has liberal America done really to hurt you so much? I say, women like you, why do you hate them? I say, it's 2025 and innocent people are being sent to concentration camps in El Salvador. Are you still laughing? I say, students are being disappeared for op-eds they wrote in their college papers. You still like the guy? I say, my father was a refugee from a country this country to escape fascism, and his parents watched as their friends' sarcasm curdled into hatred, as their desire for others to suffer became their animating politics. I say, I might be fleeing back to Austria for the same reason, because God, it seems, has a sense of humor. I say, when we were talking about last meals, we never said what crime we'd commit to deserve the penalty. I say, I don't know what I would kill for, but I think I am learning more about what's worth dying for. And my fevered brain laughs at this. It laughs at this pompous, grand statement, and it laughs in your voice. Oh, Dave. I say, I miss the way we used to laugh. And I wonder, are we not friends anymore because you changed? Or are we not friends anymore because I changed? Or are we not friends anymore because America has changed? Thank you.